Hey YouTubers, it's Valerie with Money Mindset Coach, and today I wanted to talk about it's all over the news. Nancy Guthrie is missing, 84-year-old lady just taken out of her house, and it got me to thinking about all the women out there, me included, that live alone, that are older. I'm 67, almost 68 years old. And, with this whole thing with Nancy Guthrie, I've been locking my doors. I've been more conscious of that. And I live in a really small town where I don't think anything could ever happen. But the thing is I don't think Nancy ever thought that anything could ever happen to her either, And so this just got me to thinking about safety for older women who are living alone. And this can this can be for younger women too. This can be for any women at all. And I got to tell you, when I was in my 20s and I had my first apartment, I did some dumb stuff. I didn't think anything could happen to me. And so I went places late at night. This was before cell phones. It was the 70s. I went to places. I went late at night. I went by myself. Nobody knew I was going there. It's like I did some really dumb stuff, and there could have been something that could have happened to me. And I thank God that nothing did happen to me, but it's very possible that something could have. And so now here I am, almost 68 years old, and I'm living alone. And I just want to share with you 7 safety tips for women living alone, especially older women, say 65 and over. There's real simple things that you can do. I mean, you can keep your doors and your windows locked. Use motion sensor lights outside. I have those. Trim the shrubs near the windows so when you look out, you can actually see somebody and you would know if they were hiding. Don't give them a place to hide, basically. Pick up packages quickly. Always get your mail. Don't make it look like there's nobody living there or that you're gone. You don't want to do that. Put lights on timers when you're away. You don't have to turn your house into a fortress. Just remove easy access signals, which is a good thing. Be careful about who gets access. Don't open the door to unexpected strangers. I mean, somebody knocks on the door. It used to be where somebody knocked on the door. Somebody would say, "Hey, can I borrow your phone?" That's not going to happen anymore because everybody has cell phones. So you don't get that anymore, but it used to be, somebody might need to make a phone call and there's no payphone anywhere. So they would knock on somebody's door and you would let them in to use your phone. That was probably a dangerous thing to do back then. It's unheard of now. There's no need to do that. There is no need to open your door for anybody. Use a peephole or a doorbell camera, the Ring camera. I have Blink. If someone claims to be a utility worker, this is a good thing. If somebody claims to be a utility worker, ask for ID. Verify by calling the company. You could even do that. Make sure that they really are who they say they are, because they could be dressed like a utility worker. They could make you think, hey, I'm in the neighborhood doing stuff. And you could let this person in which would not be a good thing. And we always, what is it about older women? We always want to be polite. We always want to be nice. We don't want to ever say, no, you can't come in my house. We don't ever want to say that, but we should. Number 3, stay connected. One of the biggest protective factors of older adults in communities is know your neighbors. And I think us being older people, women especially, I think we know our neighbors. That's a good thing. Let someone know if you're traveling. If you're going to be gone, let them know that so they could watch your house. Keep your phone charged and nearby at night. Because what if you hear something? What if you think something's going on? You have your phone right there. You can make a call if you need to. Consider a simple emergency alert device that gives peace of mind. I think that Nancy should have had one of those life alert thingies where if something happens and if she is not able to call the police for herself, that this service would have done it. She was not in good health. She isn't in good health. I'm not going to say was. She isn't in good health. And she was 84 and living alone. She should have had one of those life alert things. I really do. But she might have been really stubborn. She might not want to leave her home and live someplace else or live in an assisted living or something. She probably really valued her independence. And, her kids could have wanted her to do some of those things, but if she didn't want to do them, they weren't going to be able to make her. So I don't know exactly what the whole deal was there, but isolation increases vulnerability more than age does. Protect against scams. Older adults statistically are more likely to be targeted for phone scams, grandparent scams, fake IRS calls, online romance scams. The grandparent scam, my mother was a victim of that. She got this call from my nephew, one of my brother's oldest sons, and he had had an accident and he ended up being in jail because of some outstanding ticket or something, and he needed $4,500 or something to get out. And I remember she heard him and he didn't sound like himself, which obviously he didn't because it wasn't him. And the guy who was impersonating him said that he had hit the dash with his nose and that he broke his nose and that's why he sounded different. Well, my mom believed that. She ended up calling my dad. My dad believed it. She was on her way to Western Union to send this money. And the Western Union guy said to her, he said, why are you sending this? And she explained, and he said, that's a scam. It saved my mom and dad from sending $4,500 to a scam. Now, my mom has been gone since 2012. And that happened a few years before she passed away. So that scam is still going around. And I cannot believe that people are still falling for this because it's been around for so long. But you just got to be really careful of stuff like that. Rules of thumb. Basically, never send money or gift cards to someone you haven't met. Hang up or call back using official numbers. Slow everything down. Scammers create urgency. They want you to do something like right now. And no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Gosh, this was probably about a year ago. But there was a guy. I get these things on. I'm so tired today. On Facebook all the time. Some really good-looking older man messages me on Messenger. And so there was this one, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to just talk to him. I'm going to try and see what happens. And I just started talking to him. And then I kind of came out and said, oh, he was like, where do you want this relationship to go? And at the time I had a boyfriend, and I said, well, I have a boyfriend, it's like, I'm not interested in anything. And then I said to him, and I said, I'm not sending you any money. He said he was a doctor in Yemen. So he lived far away, and he was a doctor, but you look at his Facebook page and there was nothing to show. Nothing. And he only had the Facebook page for a few days, maybe. Very new. I don't think this was this guy's picture. I don't think he was a doctor. I don't think he was a doctor in Yemen. It was ridiculous, but I never heard from the guy again after I said, I'm not sending you any money, because that's what they go after all of us for. They think if they're good looking and they say sweet things, they're going to tell us some outlandish story where they need money. You don't ever want to give money to somebody that you don't know personally. You just don't ever want to do that. I can't believe the women who have lost their whole life savings to scammers like this. I mean, Dr. Phil talked to them over and over and over again, and they still would not believe Dr. Phil. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay. Number 5. Okay. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, step back, don't engage, call someone, call the police if you need to, but trust that intuition that we women have. We know if something doesn't feel right. If you have that feeling in your gut, it's like, nope, forget that. Your intuition is often pattern recognition happening subconsciously. Out and about safety. Oh, this is a big one. This is a big one. And I do a lot of these things, but there's something here I'm going to add to it. Park in well-lit areas. When I go to Walmart, I always park where there's the light pole. When I'm getting into my car and there's cameras everywhere, I want it well lit. If somebody comes up to me or tries something, I want them to be seen. And the thing is if you're in a well lit area, they're not going to be bothering you. They're going to be going to where it's dark. And that's where they're going to be trying to do what they do. Keep keys in your hand before you reach your car. That's always a good idea. Lock car doors immediately after entering. And I'm going to add to this. And I still do this on occasion, and then I have to catch myself. When I'm in my car, say I'm waiting for somebody. You sit in your car's running, and you're sitting there scrolling on your phone. Well, the thing is when you're doing that, you become unaware of anything happening around you. So if you don't have your door locked, they could open the door on the other side and get in and say, drive, taking you to another location, which is really bad. You don't ever want to do that. Um, but yeah, I mean, do not sit there and scroll on your phone and forget about what's going on around you if you're sitting in your car for any length of time at all. You really need to just start your car and go. Don't be doing the phone thing, because it's very tempting and we tend to forget about it, but you are not going to see what's going on around you. And avoid sharing too much personal detail with strangers. I'm guilty of that. I can meet somebody that I don't even know, and do I tell them more about myself than what I should? Yeah, I have. Okay, number 7, protect your peace. This is just important, as important. True crime and news, like what we're seeing with Nancy Guthrie, what's happened to her, it can increase anxiety, which it has done for me. Distort risk perception. It's done that too. Make rare events feel common. That too. So if you notice your nervous system staying on high alert, it's okay to take a break from those stories. And I have had to do that. I have had to, when I go to YouTube, I could just watch story, report after report after report on Nancy, watch the news conferences. I mean, you can just obsess about some of this stuff. And I mean, I feel for Savannah and her family. I really, really do. Her mom is 84, and I lost my mom at 84. That's how old my mom was when she passed away. And so I just been thinking of my mom a lot. But the most important perspective is most violent crime is not random, is not stranger-based, is decreasing overall in many areas, happens between people who know each other. And then being older and living alone does not automatically make you a target. Be prepared plus aware equals empowered. Fearful plus hypervigilant equals exhausted. We're aiming for empowered. And yeah, I've talked about the things to keep you safe. I'm not trying to increase any anxiety or anything, but it just got me to thinking. And this has been a long-standing disagreement with me and one of my sons, because I said to him, when the whole Harvey Weinstein thing was going on, and I had said to him, I said, those young girls shouldn't have gone up to a hotel room of a man, but if they did, they should have gone with a friend and not gone alone. And he's like, well, guys aren't supposed to do that. They're not supposed to be horrible people, And I'm like, well, as a woman, you need to protect yourself. You need to not put yourself in that situation. The young teenage girls or college age girls that have, come outside of a bar at 1 o'clock in the morning and they're all by themselves and then they disappear. First of all, nothing good happens after midnight. And 1 o'clock in the morning, a beautiful girl alone, you couldn't put yourself in a worse situation. I'm sorry. That's a dumb thing to do. And I did those dumb things when I was that age. I did. And I look back on it, and I mean, I had 3 sons, so I never had to worry about a daughter the way that people out there that have daughters do. Yeah, it's just a fact of life. Now, I do have a granddaughter. I have a granddaughter, I have a step-granddaughter. Yeah, I worry about them. My oldest granddaughter is going to go to college in the fall. It kind of worries me with all the weird things that you hear about happening at colleges. There was just a college up in Canada, I think, where there were a bunch of people shot. Yeah, I kind of worry about that. I just want her to be safe, and I want her to be close to family. She wants to do the whole college experience, and I understand that, but she doesn't want to be too far away from family. And she needs to talk to them often. I think I would be talking to her every day. But these are just 7 tips, Let's recap them real quick, just to go over them again. Make your house look occupied and hard to target. Number 2, be careful about who gets access to your house. Stay connected with your neighbors, with your family. You don't want to be isolated. You want to talk to people. It's very important. Protect against scams. Very common targeting. So, you know what? If you don't know the person, don't give money to anybody that you don't know. I don't care how nice they seem. Don't fall for those guys on Facebook or wherever they're coming in. Don't even entertain the fact. Don't do it. Trust your instincts. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't let the person in. Don't just trust your gut, because it will help you. Number 6, out and about. When it comes to safety, park under that light in the parking garage. Parking garages creep me out. But in the parking lot, use that light. Park in the well-lit area. And when I'm there at night, I don't park too far out. I park by a light close to the store. Lock your doors. Number 7, protect your peace. Yeah, there's crazy stories going on, and this one about Nancy Guthrie has got the country mesmerized. But don't let it steal your peace. Don't let it steal your joy. Pray that she comes home safely and that she's okay. Because I got to tell you, that is going to be one heck of a reunion, and it's going to be a huge celebration in this country if Nancy comes home alive. I really, really, truly hope and pray for that, and for her kids to be reunited with her. She's been without a husband for a really long time. I think Savannah was a teenager when her husband died, so she's been alone for a long time. And I think she knows how to live alone, and maybe that's why she likes it. But I just pray, Lord, pray that they find the person responsible for this. And I tell you what, they could put them in jail and throw away the key, as far as I'm concerned. So, it just really, really, this has stirred up some stuff in me, and I just wanted to share what we can do as older women living alone. So hopefully the next time I'm on here, they'll have found Nancy alive and doing okay, and we will have an end to this national nightmare. So like I always say, use it up, wear it out, make it do without. Till next time, bye.